5-3. The infrastructure gap and responses to it.
Now let's turn to the infrastructure gap and responses to it. As previously explained, agricultural products are characterized by perishability, seasonal gaps in supply and demand, and conspicuous price fluctuations. The development of food processing technologies and cold chain distribution systems became important options for resolving such issues.
Immediately following World War II, Japan suffered food shortages and faced serious food quality and quantity issues. Protein consumption posed a particularly serious problem. Let's look at the progression of protein sources consumed by the Japanese people. Comparing 1948 with 1961, two protein sources contributed to protein consumption during the post-war Reconstruction period: soybeans and fish. Japan is blessed with abundant marine resources, so compared to meat, fish was a relatively inexpensive food. However, cold chains were still not fully operational, so freshness could not be maintained when transporting over long distances. This meant that compared to the coastal regions, there was less fish consumption in the interior. Among harvested fish, the flesh of the walleye pollock deteriorated quickly, so the roe was used while the flesh was mostly discarded. It was food processing that changed this situation. A technology for producing frozen fish cakes developed in 1959 dramatically transformed the market. The establishment of processing technology to extend the storage period of the flesh of the walleye pollock, which was underutilized despite its catch size, significantly extended the scope of distribution. This fish came to be used as a raw material for fish sausage. This technology contributed to the improvement of the nation's nutrition, including school lunches, as a source of affordable protein with a long storage life. Meanwhile, the Japanese government made considerable efforts towards the development of cold chain systems. In 1965, the government encouraged a national cold chain system rollout and subsequently provided subsidies and technical guidance to help realize this. As a result, in the 30-year period from 1970, frozen storage warehouse capacity more than doubled. Upstream of the distribution system, frozen storage warehouses were introduced, and downstream at the household level, refrigerators and microwave ovens gained popularity. The result was not just greater consumption of fish, but also of meat and dairy products, while cooked and semi-processed foods such as frozen vegetables and frozen meals also started being consumed at home. Japan's food culture itself changed considerably with the development of cold chain storage. Mr. Suzuki Toru is an expert in freezing technology and cold chain systems.
The important aspect of cold chain creation in Japan was that the government took the lead, and various industry stakeholders developed comprehensive cold chain systems simultaneously. But the way cold chain systems are being created with development assistance in developing countries, only certain parts are being developed, and only certain machinery is being introduced. So the overall chain is incomplete. In my opinion, it's best to have a person, like a consultant, or an organization in place that can oversee the entire chain. It can just be a simple chain, but it is vital that this chain be complete. In the future, countries building cold chains should not suddenly build complex ones, but start from a single, simple one. I think it's a better way to then increase the number of those simple chains. Producing a lot of affordable agricultural products in your own country means that your country has resources. Those resources require the creation of a distribution network. I believe that by doing this, the demand will follow. I think that creating cold chain systems and value chains gives farmers and fishermen in developing countries the opportunity to further enrich their lives.
もっとバーッと上げるっていうチャンスはあるんじゃないかというふうに思ってます。